My name is Kerwin, and I am a childhood friend of Dr. Nikita Murray's Go Back project.
And you work with?
And I work with, I've worked with kids pretty much for the last 20 years, from sports to now where I work for DPS as a school coach facilitator, and I handle detention. So when the kids come to me, I try to get them back positively back into the culture. So that's what I've been doing the last couple of years. Before that, I had a non-emergency transportation company that dealt with medical transportation, but I've dipped and dabbed with transporting kids, teenage pregnancy program for teenage girls, and I found it very, very wonderful to be able to give back, like I said again.
Thank you.
So when I got the call for the project, first thing I was like, wow, because we go back, boroughs, Kerwin, we got a strong alumni base. And when I got the call, I was like, I'm in, just to be able to network and vibe with former classmates when we usually see each other pretty much, but this was something big to us. So, like I said, when I got the call, I was all in, and once we got together and everything, and we started the strategy based on what you was trying to see your vision, and once we got to the school up in Elm Homes, it just took me back to us being kids, coming from the community that we were from in that area, with the schools closing down like you mentioned earlier, and just to be a part of it just made me feel just good, all over, being able to give back to the community, especially in our neighborhood. So that was just the feeling that I got from being invited to be a part of the Go Back project.
So when you hear and don't say you, say, if you want to reference me, say my name. But when you think about the idea of giving back and giving back to communities, why do you think that's important?
I think it's very important because a lot of people in the communities don't have people giving back. And to be able to give back, in my opinion, it helps people that you're giving back to realize that one day they're going to be in the same situation. And I think it's very important that anytime you can give back, it humbles you. I go back to when I was a child coming up, and my mom would always, say, if you're ever in a situation, always give back. So I carried that all my life, even to this day. Giving back to whether it's sports, and I'm a big component of sports, play sports, being able to give back as far as basketball camps, or when it came down to AAU, helping kids get scholarships by bringing in colleges to see them. So that's all part of just giving back.
So professionally, you've had the opportunity to do different things that involve young people. And so seeing young people at their most vulnerable. So then how do you think that fits with what we're seeing in Detroit and the need for more people to give back to Detroit?
That's a good question. I think it's important because a lot of kids, they come from one-parent homes. And I think whenever, you're someone in that situation and you can always see somebody come your way that want to give back, I think it just reaches your soul, because a lot of people don't have childhood friends to be able to come back to do things like that. But with your project, there's a lot of people out there that really need this, and I think I know a few kids that have been in situations like that, and it just motivates them, and it just gives them a lot of confidence, and it just brings them from down here to up. So whenever you're involved in something like that, I think it's tremendous.
Okay, so talk to me a little bit about the idea of giving back to people that you don't know. So even when you think about the condition of the community that you grew up in and what that looks like now, there are people there that you may or may not know. So why is it important for people to continue to give back even when you don't know the people?
I think it's very important, even if you're in another community somewhere, it's all the same. A need is a need. If I'm in Oakland County, Saginaw, Flint, it doesn't matter. I think at the end of the day, it's all the same. We're all humans, and if somebody is in need, no matter if they're not from your community or your area, you always should still want to give back, because you could be in the same situation.
What else? Anything else?
I can think of.
Come on, I need some more.
Alright.
Come on.
Can you think of anything else? Your wheels
Did you
are
ask
turning?
him as a man? That's what you wanted, right?
I did. I
thought
kind
she was
of
gonna
wanted
do
to
both
get
of them. Yeah.
both of them
That's
in the
right.
conversation. Yeah.
I took my time, but in terms of giving back now, or what you encounter, how are people receiving when you give back, especially like you encounter young people now, and how do you convey your experience of what you go through to what they're going through? Because they think it's different. It is different, but how do you relate to it?
I think, as far as me personally, when I've been able to give back, I have a few examples. Like I said, the sports. Being able to see somebody that I watch grow and they develop, especially in sports, and sports is my thing. And I was able to physically develop that kid. And that kid goes on to high school. And next thing you know, it's 4 or 5 colleges that are contacting his parents. And I've gotten phone calls with thank you. Because if it wasn't for me, they don't know if that kid will be sitting there playing video games all their life, or they would have took basketball or whatever sport serious. And I get a lot of things like that. So just to see somebody come from the ground up, and I feel like I had a hand in their development or being able to watch them grow into something is special.
Looking at where you come from on the east side, right? There may not be a lot of examples of people giving back, so it's kind of hard sometimes to bring other people in. So when you first learned about either that first project or even the Go Back project in general, what made you not think that that was just a weird thing to do? So what made it seem, that's something different, as opposed to that's weird, nobody does that?
I wouldn't look at it that's weird, because whenever you're giving back, I don't know a person personally that will look at it strangely or look at it to a point where they're hating on somebody doing something big like that. I always put myself around positive people. So everybody that I know personally, it's always been a thumbs up. I mean, you can't reach everybody, but most of the friends and colleagues and even people that I don't really know that well, it's all positive whenever you're giving back. The word give back is just a powerful word. It's ain't no fronting, ain't no front about that. It's just a powerful word. And from what you're doing, and I tell you this all the time, I've always looked at Dr. Nikita Murray as somebody that I always felt was powerful and intelligent. And like I said earlier, when you came up with that project, it was probably one of the best projects that I've seen a Kerwin alumni person come up with.
Not because he said something really positive, but I'm done. Just because I like the part up to Go Back project.